In Vietnam and Me today, introducing Mr. Lee HINSHAW, Chief Operating Officer of LMG, an exclusive distributor in Southeast Asia of the top world-class bedding brands with products made in Vietnam as well as imported from the USA. Lee's journey in Vietnam started 3 years ago. What brought about his passion for the mattress industry and why he chose LMG Vietnam, at which he has now become an inspiration for more than 1,000 employees. Let's find out in Vietnam and Me.
Hello and welcome to Vietnam and Me. My name is Khanh and my guest today is Mr. Lee HINSHAW, COO, Chief Operating Officer of LMG, stand for Luxury Mattress Gallery, which is a retail and distribution of international and luxury mattress brands. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Very well, thank you.
Tell me more about your business in Vietnam. So you have LMG, luxury mattress brand. Gallery,
yes.
And it's under the parent company American Star.
That's correct.
So it's quite a little bit confused for the viewers. Could you try to explain a little bit your business in terms of exporting and importing mattress? Because you have the factory here for over 25 years in Vietnam, producing mattress over here and exporting back to the US and other global markets. And you also importing mattress from the US and also global market to Vietnam under LMG.
That's correct.
So which one is the major strategy?
No, so our group is, over the 25 years that you alluded to in our business, we actually are under a group called American Star Group that's based out of Houston, Texas. Okay. And American Star Group operates different business units. There's, of course, the American Star Group business units in the United States. There's the LMG, the Luxury Mattress Gallery business unit here in Vietnam. And then we have HANSHAW, which is our heritage company here in Vietnam that's actually our manufacturing arm. So LMG, looking at the Vietnam business unit specifically, LMG is a retail and distribution platform for international brands, luxury brands for the mattress category or the sleep category, because we also work with pillows, bed linen, things like that, different brands within the sleep segment. So we are very much focused on looking at our dealer base, working with dealer partners within Vietnam, product development, and how to grow international brands in Vietnam. And LMG is both working with HANSHAW on developing product to make in Vietnam, but also we're importing product from the United States. So we have product and brands that are 100% made in USA, because there is a segment of consumer that would like to have an internationally made product.
But what seems to be the biggest difference between the mattress made in the USA and the mattress made in Vietnam, even though it's under LMG?
I would say that because of the flexibility and the capability we have at our manufacturing location, HANSHAW, here in, it's just outside Ho Chi Minh in Dong Nai, we actually have the capability to manufacture product to international standard. We have the capability to manufacture to the US market standards that we need to have. So, and that maybe alludes to your question about export. A significant part of our business is exporting to the United States and to international markets, such as Australia, New Zealand, Kuwait, Korea. So when you look at really what's the difference between a made in USA product and a made in Vietnam product from our group, I would say that the made in Vietnam product for the Vietnam market is very much tailored for the specific Vietnamese consumer. Sure. The consumer, like most of Asia, they like a firmer mattress. Their idea of what a mattress should be is a firmer sleep surface. The product that we're bringing from the US is a US styled product. Okay. It's also a US comfort.
Okay, so it's softer?
It's softer, a bit plusher in feel. Right. Maybe the same that you would experience from sofas or upholstery. You know, it's just that more relaxed comfort.
I see.
So that would be the biggest difference. The quality, from the quality standpoint, I would say that there's no difference in quality.
I'm guessing your job right now is educating the market in terms of telling them more about the product. Right.
I would say yes. We actually have a portfolio of 7 brands.
Yeah.
So, and those 7 brands are brands from the United States and also from Europe. Really what we're looking to do is we've selected those brands for specific consumer groups within Vietnam. Mm-hmm. And so now you're correct, we're now making the effort to go out to the market and educate the consumer about these specific brands, whether it's Therapeutic, Spring Air, Cluft, Heirloom. We have Latex Go from Belgium. It's the #1 latex manufacturer in the world. We import all the latex from Belgium for Vietnam.
I see that your products range from $700 to even $50,000 for a mattress. Quite a niche market in Vietnam.
Yes.
What makes you believe that this market is going to grow and people are going to pay more attention and willing to pay more for a home mattress?
When we brought in the brands, the international brands that we selected for these price points, from $700 to $50,000, 1 billion Vietnam dong for a mattress, we really looked at the customer persona in Vietnam and wanted to look at who really were we going to target with specific brands. So what was our customer looking for? We found that the Vietnamese customer is becoming much more aware of health and wellness. There's, as you well know, there's a significant amount of consumers online. They have the network, the access. I think the number I've heard is 67% of Vietnamese population have access to the internet. So there's an ability for the consumer to self-educate. And I think through the self-education process, learning more and more about health and wellness, how does sleep affect us? How does it affect us from the standpoint of when we're sick, becoming well faster? That's a topic right now as well. Beauty, the #1 thing you can do is actually quality of sleep to stay younger longer. So all of these points play into are part of what we talk about at LMG and why we select the brands we do. And I think the consumer starts to understand more and more when we have the opportunity to engage with them to understand about what a sleep surface, a mattress, pillow that's right for their body can offer for them for their health and wellness.
I mean, to be honest, myself, I never pay attention to my mattress before I talk to you. And we kind of underestimate the importance of our home mattress. And we never think about paying more for a higher priced mattress and how does it affect our sleep and our health. Maybe because our knowledge about the product is limited. So could you kind of explain more a little bit about the product so we can understand more about the mattress at home and how it affects our sleep? And it really make a difference between a $700 mattress and even 10,000, 20,000 and 50,000 US dollars mattress. Because that's quite a lot for a lot of people in Vietnam.
That's a very fair question and a question we actually get from our consumers quite often. The mattress industry as a whole continues to innovate. So there's new materials that are coming on the market. There's styling. The consumer themselves, they look for differentiation. Some consumers like the feel of a spring mattress. Some consumers prefer a feel of an all-foam mattress. Vietnam is a big segment of the market here is latex. So it's a lot of what we talk to the customer about is actually consumer preference, helping to guide them through the materials that are used. For instance, in the Cluft brand that we import, it uses the finest Joma wool. It uses Mooseburger horsehair. It uses a very specialized latex. So even the materials that are used in the brands are very different. And as you get into the more luxury price points, we would say, those materials are of a luxurious standard. Something that you would hear about maybe in apparel and fashion, or even in what's used in luxury home furnishings or in automobiles, let's say. So I would say that less focus, it always takes everyone by surprise when we say $700 to 50,000 or 1 billion Vietnam dong for a mattress. And that's sometimes the point of it. We want to catch that surprise element of 1 billion Vietnam dong. What makes a mattress 1 billion Vietnam dong?
Really make me curious.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
Right. And once you've started that conversation with your guest or your consumer, they've now opened up to you, and it's a lot easier to talk to them about what a better night's sleep can do for them. Sleep is an art.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
or it's just a catchy marketing slogan?
Well, we hope it's a catchy marketing slogan. But also, I think it really portrays what our mission is. And that is that every consumer sleeps differently.
Sure.
Each of us sleeps differently. And the same as art. Each of us views art very differently.
It's very subjective.
Very subjective. So, you know, an art is music, it's paintings, it's sculpture, all of the arts. But each of us likes or dislikes, feel comfortable or don't feel comfortable with art. And it's the same thing with sleep. As we look at creating a sleep environment, the mattress, the pillow, the bed linen, lighting, temperature, all of these are part of creating a sleep environment. Yeah. It's an art form.
Well, thank you for sharing, and we'll be back after the short break.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lee HINSHAW, COO of LMG Luxury Mattress Gallery. We're going to take a break and come back in a short minute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Vietnam and Me with our guest today, Mr. Lee HINSHAW, COO of LMG. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, man. You kind of persuade me a little bit about the mattress, but not so much. I'm trying to understand about the product.
I'll sell you one before I leave.
I mean, 1 billion Vietnam dong for a mattress, unbelievable, but I think it's worth the price. If I come to your store and I have a difficult time selecting products and trying to understand, trying to make a decision, you're ranging from $700 to 50,000 US dollars. How could you help a customers choosing the products? How can you help me to select the product that's suitable for me?
Yes. One of the unique processes that we have at LMG is the X sensor system. It's called Reveal.
Okay.
And this system is actually a scientific system that does pressure mapping. They work with the tire industry, automotive industry, medical industry for measuring pressure. They have a very specific segment that's called Reveal that actually is focused on the sleep industry, the mattress industry. And so there's a system that we use at the retail level that we actually invite our customers to lie down on the Reveal X sensor. And when, by answering a few questions, taking a pressure map of their body, their unique body shape, we actually can recommend specific mattresses for their body type. Yeah. So then that's a starting point for us and for the consumer to understand what sleep surface they should be sleeping on. So we found that really beneficial, especially when we're talking about international brands, maybe a different comfort preference, you know, a little bit softer preference, for our customers to really feel more comfortable and get rid of that idea of confusion.
Yeah. What do you think about the knowledge of the Vietnamese consumers when they come to your store? Someone already have some knowledge about mattress, or they have nothing at all, just curious and want to make a try?
Both. So we have a wide range of consumers. Some are coming in because they've seen our digital marketing effort. Okay. Some are out for a walk down through the street. Yeah. It's all the store and want to come in. Others are specifically ready to buy a mattress today. And I would say the level of education about mattresses varies. Normally, once they start to walk into the store and be gauged, we invite them actually to, while they're in there, if they, sometimes the consumer doesn't feel comfortable to Google or to search for a brand or something in their store, we invite them to do that. Because we want our consumer to feel comfortable that we're very transparent in what we're offering, the quality we're offering to them. Because you asked earlier about what's one of the most important points for the Vietnamese consumer is the product they're buying is of a high quality, no matter the price point. They want to know that that what they're spending is value for money.
So you have a factory here in Vietnam as well, your parents' company, American Star, for over 25 years. Why did you choose Vietnam as the home for the factory?
Vietnam is, for our manufacturing arm, is our heritage. So the factory was started here 25 years ago. We've grown even over the last 18 months. We've grown tremendously. To have a manufacturing facility that's a world-class facility, we're vertically integrated, so we make our own foam, we make our own springs, and we've really built this as a center point for our business, for servicing our customers worldwide. But talking about Vietnam specifically, Vietnam is becoming more and more the center for trade.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, we all understand what's happened with the U.S.-China trade discussions that have been going on. So I think that's presented an opportunity for a greater part of Asia, Eastern Europe, all these places. But even just in the past couple of weeks with the agreement for the trade agreement between EU and Vietnam, that's now establishing Vietnam is really becoming a hub for trade.
Yeah.
So now, if we look at even for what we're doing, we want to keep and our future is here with a factory because we see two things. One, Vietnam is a center for international trade. Number two, there's 100 million consumers in Vietnam, and it's a young population.
Yeah.
Right? So we see a great opportunity both for international, but also to really start to engage with this younger population of Vietnamese consumers to build brand loyalty for LMG and our portfolio of brands.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, and we'll be back in a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's the sharing of Mr. Lee HINSHAW, COO of LMG, a luxury mattress gallery. It's quite a journey for a 3-year startup LMG in Vietnam, and it's a long way to go. The growth is very potential, and we're looking to see more of the products to be consumed by the Vietnamese consumers in terms of luxury segment. And we'll be back in a short break. Hello and welcome back to Vietnam and Me. My name is Khanh. We have a conversation today with Mr. Lee HINSHAW, COO of LMG Luxury Mattress Gallery, retails and distribution of international and luxury mattress brands. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the information. I think I'm going to try out to see how it feels to lie down on the $50,000 mattress.
Welcome.
In order to give you feedback. I'm not willing to pay yet, but I want to try that.
We'll get you to the pay point.
It's made me so curious of a luxury mattress feels like. And I know your background, you quite have a tradition with mattress industry.
Yes.
Your father worked in the mattress industry for a long time, and you kind of interact with this industry since you were very little.
Yes.
So tell me, how does that influence you as somebody who are devoting your life to this industry, mattress?
I actually started going to furniture fairs when I was about 8 years old. Okay. And as you said, my father was in the industry, so it kind of was dinner, dining room table conversation at night, as it always happens, right? So, and then, I took more and more interest in it. Lucky enough that my father spent time to develop, that interest with me. Going to the shows, the furniture fairs every year. I started to work in the factory when I was 16. So, summer, school holidays, I had that opportunity to really learn the business from the manufacturing side. So, loading, unloading trucks, running quilting machines, working the line, really gave me an opportunity to learn really the grassroots level in the industry. And then with that really ingrained in my mind, and working in the industry through the school years, when I graduated school, I had really a passion for the industry. Okay. the one thing a little bit different maybe than my colleagues in the industry is my passion was really I wanted to look at the international, the global business part of the business. That was where my second passion was. When I was growing up, we always were traveling. I was fortunate enough to be able to travel internationally, so I had a real interest. Personal interest in international cultures and how to develop business and trade within in countries or cultures that really you know nothing about.
I see. How did you end up in Vietnam? Is it a long-term thing or just like a business?
Well, I'll look and say I hope the owners think it's a long-term, but Asia's my home.
Okay.
Because of the business that being in the industry, I actually started to travel it to Asia in January 1997.
All right.
It's my first trip to Japan. So that shows my age a little bit. But then our business was growing here. The markets were growing, both from a supply chain standpoint, but also from the markets growing for made in USA products or international brands. So that brought me over to Asia as a resident in 2003. So I've been living in Asia for 17 years.
Wow, 17 years in Asia. How does Vietnam make an impression on you?
My previously I resided in Bangkok and Tokyo.
Yeah.
So, Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok, Tokyo, three very dynamic cities. Yeah. And for those of you who've traveled to Japan, Japan is very ultra modern. To any city standard that you'd go to in the world. I think that's what's exciting about Ho Chi Minh and about Vietnam. It is a fast-paced development going on here, both from a infrastructure investment. You see the development of infrastructure. It's also really fascinating when you interact with the Vietnamese people. Because they are a very well-educated group of a culture. So I find that very fascinating to be able to sit down and have conversations in that way. So I think that's helping to also propel Vietnam, as we talked about earlier, into really a trade hub for the world.
Sure. How's the working culture over here? How do you adapt to the team of the Vietnamese people here in terms of working and developing your team in Vietnam and try to sell the products with international quality?
I would say luck in some of it, because I've got and you hit the key point in this. Success is all about the team. Yeah. It's not one person.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's hard to find good people here.
It is, and fortunately we've got a team that is also open-minded to me. Yeah. It's not easy for a foreigner to come in, and especially in an executive level position, and to manage the team around them. And I think that's where it has to be understood that you're here as a leader and a coach. You're not here just to dictatorial manage. And I think that's a big transition. But I think the population in Vietnam is young. I think it's 30, you probably know better than me. I think it's 30, almost 31 years old is the average age. And as I touched on, it's a highly educated population. However, because of the young age, there is a level of inexperience.
Of course, yeah.
And that's inexperience maybe in the trade that's being selected by that person, but also just in professional life. Yeah. So that's where maybe, as we say, some of the opportunity is to help coach this young population on growing both professionally, but also learning what they've selected for their trade, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, whether it's accounting, whether it's operations in the factory, but really helping them to develop themselves and to develop their trade that they've selected. And that's the way that I view my position here.
anh Ly là một người rất là, thứ nhất, rất là nghiêm túc trong vấn đề thời gian, giờ giấc, đặc biệt là liên quan tới những cái deadline. Nhưng mà bên cạnh đó thì anh Ly cũng là cái người mà rất là hỗ trợ anh em trong cái việc là làm các cái kế hoạch kinh doanh. Đặc biệt là anh Ly là hay có những cái phát kiến, mang lại những cái cách làm mới, có thể là mang từ bên Mỹ qua. Nhưng mà con cái là anh Ly khá là tinh tế trong cái việc là điều chỉnh nó để cho nó phù hợp với lại cái thị trường Việt Nam, nhằm giúp cho mở các cái hệ thống kinh doanh, phát triển kinh doanh và phát triển cái hệ thống đại lý tại thị trường Việt Nam nó được gọi là phát triển nhanh và ổn định hơn. Anh Ly là một cái người rất là hiền hòa, hài hước, và đặc biệt là anh Ly là cái người mà gọi là tạo được cái niềm hứng khởi, cái động lực cho anh em cấp dưới để mà họ làm việc.
Ly đến đã mang lại cho chúng tôi những cái kinh nghiệm quốc tế. 20 năm kinh nghiệm anh làm trong ngành nệm ở Mỹ và ở các nước Á Châu đã giúp cho chúng tôi đi thâm nhập vô cái thị trường thế giới ngày càng mạnh hơn. Thì trong quá trình phát triển của IS Group trong thời gian tới thì như vị chủ tịch có nói là sẽ tăng cường thêm một cái đội ngũ chuyên viên quốc tế tham gia vô từ nước ngoài, và như vậy Ly với kinh nghiệm đã làm với chúng tôi trong thời gian vừa qua sẽ là cầu nối cho người nước ngoài, vẫn cho đội ngũ trong nước phát triển cái sản phẩm phù hợp với thị trường Việt Nam. Thì có thể nói tóm gọn lại, Ly là một cái mảnh ghép rất là hoàn hảo trong cái sự phát triển của IS Group.
So for now, what is the most important priority for LMG in Vietnam's market? Are you trying to expanding to other provinces, or are you trying to acquire more customers? What is the strategy right now?
Our strategy, of course, is growth, especially being just 3 years startup. Because of our heritage of the 25 years, we have that we still have that drive. We still have that really aggressive growth strategy. But our number one in that is to still maintain a high level of customer service, no matter whether that's to the end consumer or to our dealer network, to our hospitality projects. That's got to be first and foremost, and that's really what LMG. If you ask what we stand for, we really stand for offering a level of luxury customer service, and we're very cognizant, and all of our business planning is how do we maintain that level of customer service as we continue this expansion. Of course, we want to expand into other provinces. We're looking at opening more of our own stores. All of that being said, a aggressive growth strategy is definitely on the horizon.
So that's the journey of LMG in Vietnam's market. We have a conversation with Mr. HINSHAW, COO of Luxury Mattress Gallery, a retail and distributions of international and luxury mattress brands. And I guess the growth is very potential, and for now the challenge is to educate the consumers about the product. And once we understand the products and how it affect our sleep, we're gonna have more choices in terms of mattress, and the luxury segment is continue to grow in the future with the potential of the Vietnamese population. So I guess that's it for Vietnam and Me today. My name is Quốc Khánh, and I'll hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.